I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I've come back from the doctor today. I've been very, very sick from all the roofing and tar and everything, and I don't think this is going up. I've just tried to make a video, and the camera's not working again. Neither is the sound or anything. So they've shut me down. I thought they were through with it. This is how they've run me. It's who I am. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped in 1941 at age 2. My father taken down illegally, a lie that he married Wallace Simpson, a double did, by the Illuminati, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedys. JFK helped in my kidnapping. He flew in there. His father was made ambassador by President Roosevelt, another Illuminati. The whole family of the Roosevelts were, well, of course they were a part of it all. So I'm not going to get into all that because I've put it up. I'm the legal monarch. There were papers made. It was a plot to take down Edward VIII, and they did. He married my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. They were still alive, no matter how few of these people come in here and try to rebuttal me. You're getting all this free. And you come up here and tell me, I hope to God I live. I don't know that I will. I'm 80 and look what's happening to me. I'm allergic to chemicals. They've used it to run me. The press will not touch any of it. The Illuminati controls it. So I'm going to skip to this because I'm so sick that it's done at such a high level. And I'm going to say I don't know if I'm going to tell his name again, the state trooper. I've got it here, a letterhead from them back in '09. August of '09, they brought me down off the mountain here at Roanoke, up next, not too far from the Star up here on the mountain. And I'd gone up there for the same reason as here. I'm run using chemicals. I can pay my rent for a month, stay there 2 days, and they make it so bad I have to leave. Now I've tried to stick it out here. They're doing the same friggin' thing. They're just doing it so high tech that people, oh, well, I don't think I'll get into that. Oh, they're not too into her. Just let her go on by, no matter what I'm saying. So if I sound garbled, well, excuse me. I wonder who else could go through this and tell it. So what I'm going to tell here is I came back from going to the doctor. I couldn't, well, anyway, he's a nice doctor as far as I'm concerned, nice. Anyway, my feet are all swollen out over yesterday. They've been putting chemicals on the roof, tarring it, and taking their bloody well time. They just tarred the whole thing, and I left last year. Somebody would come up and say, well, why don't you just go here, go to another state, or go blah, blah, blah. I've done it all. Why don't you all protest big enough to stop this mess, to stop telling me at 80 years old, and I've been telling this for many, many years now, and living in this and hoping my children are alive. And I came back from the doctor, and I thought they left yesterday, and I think they have, but now then they've got something else in here that's so sick. Um, I can't stand it. I pass out. So what's this got to do with what? I just put this up, and they've got the camera shut down. It didn't go. I'm going to try it this time. And I'm going to put this down first. And this may be the last video I get up. I don't know. They don't intend to let me. I'm just about dead now. So when Jesse Ventura, the wrestler who was also governor of Minnesota 2 terms, he told about HARP also. And it's been on George Norrie, I believe. Oh, I know he has, and Art Bell did. The place you get at least some of the truth. The media is controlled by the Illuminati that kidnapped me and took down my father. And what they did to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. Georgia O'Keefe's a famous artist. My God, 2 of her paintings just sold last year for millions, each one of them. And instead of people saying, getting mad at, hey, look at what's happened to this lady, they'll pass it off and say, well, they don't believe it. Well, why don't I get some? Well, why don't I? I wouldn't be living in the condition I'm in. Now, if anybody's still listening to this, I'm pretty well done in. I'll be taken out in a casket if I'm not run out of town again somehow, and I can barely get on a bus now and leave what belongings I have. I don't know if this is going up. The other one didn't. The camera was out the other day. I couldn't use it, and then suddenly it's back. So I don't know. They do whatever they want to with my phone or anything, and leave me babbling like people would call it now. But back to the state troopers brought me down off the mountain. They were hosts, supposed to be retired, he was, and brought me down to Affordable Corporate Suites here in Salem. Well, Roanoke, Salem. And I stayed there, and they did the same thing to me there for about, I believe I'm right, about 17 months till they raised the rent so high I couldn't pay it. It was more than I was getting. And where am I going? They were the ones that took me there and paid the deposit and security deposit. So anyway, they said this is how we move you make you, what did they say? We make you run with chemicals. Well, I'd been telling it, but people just call me names, and even now when I tell this, they will. They gave me a letterhead, and I've had a phone call, and it involved the Ramsey, as I've told you, John Bonet's murder. So anyway, let me get to this. Maybe I'll get up on this, and maybe somebody who's will decode the whole thing. Get back to Jesse Ventura said that John Lennon was shot by Martin David Chapman, a program shooter. Well, I was telling that, working for the district attorney in '80 when he was killed, John Lennon was shot. And the condition I was in for Fred Simpson. So, geez, where have I just said Simpson? I was, you talking about this American spy that was supposed to marry the King of England, Edward VIII, and that was a lie. She married a double. Edward VIII, my dad, married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. Now you got me in this scenario working for the district attorney, Fred Simpson, Madison County, Alabama, NASA, Huntsville, all that. And you got a Beatle, John Lennon, English, shot by Martin David Chapman. Mark is my son, who's heir after me, the legal. And David's my father's name. And Chapman starts with a C. And by the way, the paper here some years back, on their, I believe it's the front page, they put it, a piece out of the telephone book from Roanoke years ago, where Mark David Chapman's family lived on 9th Street here in Roanoke. You get into so much of life. It's like there's more to this about Elvis Presley. I mean, I could go back, but I'll never be allowed to live until I get this all printed. There's more to the Elvis Presley, but I'm just going to give this right now. I had been here quite a while and managed to stay here. God knows how sick I am now. They mean for me to get out. But someone said to me, well, Elvis Presley stayed here. He was up on the second floor. And his picture's right out there, but it's so that if you go in the little dining area, you don't notice it. It's there on the wall, too. Pictures with him and waving and all this. And back when he had gotten his weight back, lost his weight and everything, it was looking really trim and everything again. But there's more to Elvis. He was due to come back to the Roanoke. I don't know if he's due to come back here at the motel, but where he stayed, that picture's at, and I'm here. But there's a lot to, well, anyway, back to Elvis. There's a lot more background on that. And Elvis, as far from my information, he died, sad to say. Not the way that people tell it, though. Now then, where am I at here? He was due to come back here. In fact, his next engagement was here in Roanoke, Salem. And he didn't do any more, and he died. And so you've got, well, I'm going to leave it there. You can put it together. And I don't know what else to put up here. I wanted to put up about the Christ Church, New Zealand, where the young Aussie was supposed to have just shot all those 49 people. It's supposed to be a hate crime. A hate crime is what you're doing to me all my life and my babies. I'm talking about here in the people that have been allowed into the UK to do all this hell. To the UK, to the Brits. New Zealand's part of Great Britain. Anyway, you got me over here trying to tell this. My life is a living hell. And that's one of the program shooters, just like next door to me here, Virginia Tech. The how many were killed April of 2015, I believe it was, and Lizzie Borden Elizabeth was going through here while I'm living on the Appalachian Trail. The real monarch, she's going through here to Richmond and had a speech. That's state capital. Then she's going on up to D.C. where she's